Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another video. Cybl. Great filming. The Cyberlux leadership forum with people both in person and abroad. So I'm assuming we should see a Cybl update here with regards to the Q&A that should be coming out very soon. We knew they were going to do the filming between the 4th and the 7th based on leadership schedule availability. So whenever that comes out, I'm assuming it's going to come out on, I hope it comes out on the YouTube channel, on their YouTube channel, because I am looking here. I literally just clicked subscribe because I'm like, wait, I'm not subscribed? Thought I was subscribed. So we should be getting that real soon. And I will look to be buying on the dip because it should dip. Yeah, I know some of you are like, wait, what? You think it's going to dip? Well, remember what I told you in the last video I made? Remember what I said? If you start seeing stair-stepping, usually means that we're going to dump as soon as they drop the event. As soon as you drop the video, it's gonna dump. I think too many people are doing what they always do, which is they get way too excited too quickly, and then they end up all shocked, like, wait, I don't understand. They're doing so great. They're doing all this amazing stuff. I don't understand why the stock isn't going to the moon. It's literally a cycle of the same nonsense every single time it gets ready to quote unquote run. Every single time. People get too excited. They think it's going to go to the moon. Comes back down, and then they're crying. I don't understand. I guess I'll just accumulate more. Rinse and repeat. You dump it on their heads over and over again. Let them hold long term. That's just how it is. This is the OTC. I know the longs don't like to hear that one. Like, but Shades, I want to hold long. I don't want to flip. Hold long. I'll hold long on this one when it's on the higher exchange and it can start moving like Palantir stock, where it goes higher over the long term with some breathing, with some pullbacks, and then goes higher like Nvidia does. But as long as it's on the OTC, we're going to see these hype runs. We're going to see these stair steppers. We're going to see the eventual pop, and then it comes right back down. And maybe one day we'll get a parabolic mover. Maybe one day we'll get a parabolic mover, right? Maybe. But if I had to go off of, let me look at the volume here. 37 million, 11, 11, 11.4. This one, 37. The volume has been pitiful. You think this is going to run? I mean, look at this volume here, 166 million. Yes, the Discord pumpers and the Telegram pumpers, they're gone. They're gone, by the way. Now, what does that mean? What does that have to do? How does that affect you, them being gone? Well, they're not going to bring the volume. So when the pumpers were around, this could barely get above 2 cents, okay? And I know you know where I'm going with this. They're gone. They're gone. I don't think we're going to see 2 cents again. I don't think we're going to see 2 cents. We're going to touch 1 penny, which is by the way, this is a huge line in the sand, by the way. Look at this. Initial pump got rejected here. Look at that wick. You see this wick here as well? That is a hard line in the sand here. And getting above that does not mean we're just going straight to 2 cents. Again, the pumpers are gone. Unless I don't know who's going to bring in the pump. Yeah, who's going to bring in all that volume that was necessary to get to 2 cents. I don't know who, but they're gone. You know how pumpers are. They get in one play, they pump it, they get out, and they never touch it again. Maybe they'll touch it later. But, I mean, Moon Market, perfect example. He pumped UPLIST to 50 cents, dumped it, or held it long or whatever. Did he really hold it long? That sounds stupid, but, whatever. Everyone can do what they want. But the point is, he pumped it to 50 cents, and look where it is now, sitting at double zeros. And it's not until recently that he decided to talk about it again. Like, oh, hey, guys, I think this is going to be great. They get in and they get out, and they're done with it. So we're gonna. I don't know who's gonna bring in the volume. This whatever they say during that Q&A, it better be. They better drop a bomb. Like they better drop a nuke, a news nuke, not an actual nuke. Just to be clear, they better drop one hell of a nuke in terms of news on our dumb heads. Something so incredibly bullish that no one saw it coming, and people get so excited that it skyrockets. I believe because of the stair stepping we're seeing here, I believe we're gonna touch one penny. I told you guys. I think I said this. Like, hey, I'm taking profit here, but hey, if it's stair steps, just know usually leads to a dump the day that they drop the video, the Q&A, and it's gonna drop, and people are gonna they're gonna be like, oh no, I don't understand, and then we'll reload. And we'll just rinse and repeat this over and over again. If this is going to be the trading range, awesome. We'll just keep flipping it between sixes and one penny. And I normally would not have bought here. I normally would not have bought here. It was risky of me to buy here because I like three touches. I have something called the three touches rule. I don't think I've ever talked about this, but I have the three touches rule. What's the three touches rule? Let me show you SoundHound, which a lot of people have been making bank hand over fist money on me telling people to buy this one long term and for good flips here. Okay, so this thing ran to $10. It pulled back to $3.60 to $4. Right? You see this? You see this? It touched it once, went up here, touched it twice, went up here, touched it three times, and boy, did I enjoy flipping it for almost 50% when it went back above $5. And it kind of just traded within the range before having this huge AI hype move, which the ones holding long term, they already told me like, thank you so much for letting me know about SoundHound because this is incredible. I believe this is going to be a long term winner. Anything AI for that matter. But that aside, I'm showing you the three touches rule. It has to touch three times and bounce three times before I buy in. This time I broke that rule because I'm like, you know what? I think people are getting excited enough, and we have a Q&A coming that people are going to accumulate it in anticipation of it, and then it's going to get dumped. And the longs, I wish I could see the Cybl Discord because they're getting way too excited. They're going, oh my god, they're just like the AAT Discord. I bet you there's some people that are in both Discords, so they just tend to have that same mentality. Oh, this is it, guys. Just you wait, and then they're gonna cry. I don't understand. Seriously, I know some of you are thinking you're just rinsing and repeating yourself. Well, is that any surprise? Is that any surprise? What does the market do? It rinse and repeats. The people who love this stock long term, they're just gonna rinse and repeat their behavior, and they're gonna rinse and repeat themselves on social media. Just you wait. I'll be making a video probably a couple of days from now saying, hey, but yeah, probably on Monday or Tuesday. Hey, let's look at Twitter. Look at everyone crying again. Everyone's crying. Oh no, I don't understand. Just you wait. I've seen it time and time again. Please, please, please. I'm telling you, if you're still watching this video, because most of you click off because you're like, huh, this guy's not positive. Well, not for the longs. You're just gonna get you're just gonna get destroyed until this thing uplists and actually stays on a higher exchange, doesn't get beat down. Which, by the way, if Cybl, they do plan on uplisting. By the way, let's not forget they do plan on uplisting, share buybacks, all that. An uplist doesn't automatically mean that the stock's just gonna go to the moon, right? Let's just be real. And I'm telling you because UPLIST, one of its subsidiaries, recently completed an uplist. And let me see if I can find it here. H2OO. I alerted this on Twitter. Bought it 32 cents. Literally slapped the ask. And look at that pop. And I took my 100%. I took my grand. And I was like, woo, that was easy money, right? So the uplist was completed for one of UPLIST's subsidiary. What do you notice? It's at 47 cents right now. It pumped and then it dumped like a penny stock. Like it's in the OTC, but it's not in the OTC. The funny thing is, this is actually on the NASDAQ. And yet, it's being treated like an OTC pump and dump. So why am I showing you this? Because there's a good chance that Cybl, and I know AITX is uplisting as well in 2026, is what, at least that's what the CEO has been talking about. If Cybl, which we know at some point they want to uplist, because they need to get out of this OTC, or else longs are just going to get flipped on over and over again. What we do know now is when Cybl uplist, you better hope it doesn't just become. You better hope it's not just another Nasdaq stock that gets treated like a pump and dump. Because then what's the point, right? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, what's the point? Let's be real. What's the point of it uplisting if it's just going to still be treated like a pump and dump? That's pointless. It's still going to be beneficial to people like me who are going to flip it from a bottom. But for longs, I'm speaking about longs, they're going to get completely destroyed because they're not there to flip it for 30, 50, or 100%. They're holding for dollars. They're hoping for, you know, a Palantir type move where in a bear market it goes down nice and cheap, you accumulate it, then in the bull market it runs to $70 and you just make hand over fist money. They expect it to, you would want it to follow the market essentially, the SPY, right? That's what you want. Let's be real. You want it to go higher up over the long term. Let's not pretend otherwise. You don't want it to go down over the long term, but you also don't want it to stagnate and just be a pumpy stock. So that's just something to think about. And it's kind of interesting that there's so much happening between the three stocks that I've been talking about since 2021, Cybl, AITX, and ILIS. And I'm telling you right now, keep an eye on ILIS and its subsidiaries and ILIS's own uplist. It's going to be very telling because if they just become another pumpy, if they still stay being pumpy stocks, then cool, it's on NASDAQ, but it's still a pumpy stock, right? It's still just going up and then right back down. And that's kind of, that kind of destroys longs. Let's be real. If it's not going anywhere, what good does it do? What good does it do you as a long, right? Let's be real. So that's just something to think about moving forward. So yeah, this video, if you're long, just there's a lot to think about there. Hopefully, like hopefully you're thinking like, he's right. He's got a point here. What's the point of it going to Nasdaq or NYSE if it's just going to still behave like a pumpy stock, right? So I'm a swing trader. Sometimes I flip it after a day. Sometimes I flip it, I hold it for longer. Depends on how I feel and how the chart and the volume looks and what's coming up next. Right now, what's coming up is just a Q&A. Q&As don't tend to move the stock. Let's be real. We're not in 2021. Back in 2021, sure, if a Q&A came out and the CEO said, we're uplisting share buybacks, the stock would absolutely explode, right? You guys remember those days, those of you who have been around. But we're not in those times. So if you've been around long enough with the OTs here, then you probably know, like, hey, it's a Q&A. People are getting excited and loading in anticipation. I already dumped my shares. I know some of you are still holding for 1 penny. So watch out for 1 penny and see. Let's see if we break out. But I highly doubt it. That's a big, big level. They have to really drop a nuke on us for the stock to go higher. All right, so I just gave you guys the longs more than anything. Like, really think about, like, hey, you're holding long. I know what you're aiming for. You want more than just 30, 50% that I took when I flipped it here. But really, really think about, like, the fact that, hey, one uplist happened from ILIS's subsidiary, and it's just behaving like a pumpy stock. We'll see how it performs in the long term, but so far it pumped and it dumped. So what's the point of it being on a higher exchange? That's it for the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Just to be clear, I know it's kind of bearish, maybe the way I sound, but I love the stock. Great for swing trading. If I love it for swing trading, then it's good, right? If I thought it was trash, I would not even touch it. It's incredible. I love it. Don't bet against AI. Don't bet against military. Now I'll see you in the next one.